Hey guys, and welcome back to a new video, and in this video we will take a look to Ugachi. By the way, yeah, it's actually the first time that you see my face. But yeah, I'm not going to use the face cam the whole time. I'm just using that one for the beginning and for the end when I give my opinion about him. Oh, and by the way, thanks once again to Serenera QA who lent me his account for the showcase. Okay, so now I am on my own account because I fucked up the recording when I recorded his runes. And I don't want to annoy him by logging into his account once again, so I'm just doing that on my own account. But yeah, the runes are almost the same, so it's not a big deal at all. But yeah, enough from that, we are using the charge forward set for P attack plus 10% and the flash set for single target attack power plus 5. And we are using a P-Tech rune with the attack power plus 15 on him, then a Dex rune, and a substat I recommend to use Guts plus 9. It's not really needed, but it's definitely nice to have. Then a P-Def rune, Magic Def, HP, and Agility. And by the way, his attack scaling is based off P-Attack, Dex, and Agility. Okay, now let's take a look to the gear setup. In the first slot we are using Demons and Sword, and it gives P attack plus 50, Dex plus 30 and Fire Unit All Attack plus 20. And that one also has ability Dark Speed. If HP is 25% or below, grants Jewel Auto Charge with an auto Jewel rate of 30 and raises agility by 30% and nullifies all statuses except for the newer ones like Alchemist Crush and so on, and reduces HP cost rate for skills that consume HP by 100%. And now we are here at the database once again, but this time for the Enlightenment skill. He doesn't really need that one, but it's nice to have. And for the Enlightenment skill we are using Bamboo Split / attack that ignores death to enemy unit and range 5 high range 2. There are also some other enlightenment skills that you could use on him, but that one is by far the best in my opinion, because of the ignore death thing. Then in the second slot we are using Ring of the White Wolf, and it gives HP plus 470, P attack plus 40, single target attack power plus 10 and modifies strong versus gigantic plus 15. Mainly as HP gear, but it also gives some other nice modifiers like single target attack power and modifies strongest gigantic, but yeah, mainly just as HP gear. And if you don't have that one, you could think about using Mystic Rainbow Guard. And Mystic Rainbow Guard gives you less damage modifiers, but it gives you P-Def and Magic Def plus 40 and all elemental res plus 12, poison res plus 50 and sleep res plus 100. So yeah, if you want to be more tanky, then Mystic Rainbow Guard is the way to go. If you want more damage, then I recommend to use Ring of the White Wolf. But yeah, any other HP gear also works. By the way, in his case, I don't recommend to use a gear that gives auto heal, but I will come back to that later. Then in the third slot, we are using Saint's Meteor, and it gives agility plus 10, luck plus 12, paralyzed rest plus 20 and jewels obtained plus 10. And that one also has a ability, Stargazer, which recovers 30% of HP of ally units within target area, and raises max HP for 3 turns by 30% and recovers amount raised. Range 3, area cross 3, higher range 2. By the way, any other agility gear works as well. But yeah, Saint's Meteor is the best choice in my opinion, because if you are in a critical state, you could just heal up yourself. So that gear is basically just a backup plan. Okay, now let's take a look to the mementos. And in the first slot we are using Silence of the Sword, and it gives HP plus 80 as base stat. And it gives Dex plus 80, Slow Res plus 64, HP plus 640, slash attack power plus 13, single target attack power plus 13, and if you have that Memento at maximum break, then you get Guts plus 6. And that one also has a vision ability, Gurren Drill. Fire slash attack on enemies in area around self and increases in power and endure lethal damage for 1 turn if target is inflicted with a status. Area square 3, high range 2. And the token damage rate of that vision ability is 100. And if you have that Memento at max windbreak, then this vision ability turns into Rending Gurren Drill. And then you make more damage and the area of that vision ability gets increased. And that one also has a Memento skill, which raises max HP by 40%, P attack by 30%, Dex by 30%, and Strong with Greed by 40%, and Strong with Wrath by 20% for Memento group Blade Farks. And for the second Memento slot, in case you have a second Memento slot, you could think about using Setsuna's first Memento, I Return to Ash, and that one gives agility +7 as base stat, but we are mainly using that one just because of the group skill Watatsumi's defense, which gives 512 extra HP. But Suzuka's 3 Memento first kitchen battle also works, HP +6 as base stat, but mainly just because of the group skill Watatsumi's rigidness for some extra HP.
Huh?
But yeah, I definitely stick to Setsuna's first Memento. More HP are always nice to have. Okay, and now let's take a look to his skills. At first, Fire Eater Hornet consumes 25% of users' HP to perform fire slash attack on targets within area and raises all attack for 3 turns by 15. Range for area cross 3, high range 2. And for his second skill we have Crush. Really creative name by the way, Gumi. But anyway, it absorbs 30 joules from the enemy and 100% hit and inflicts bind and lowers evasion rate while bound by 50 and moves target up to 5 squares forward. Range 6, high range 3. Then we have Conflagration Edge. Fire slash attack on targets with an area and grows more powerful with fewer targets and raises users' move by 2 for 1 turn. Range for area diamond 5, high range 2. Oh, and by the way, here's the effect hit target num rate and the effect hit target num formula for... I mean, nobody needs that, but in case you're interested in that. And then Peerless Sword of Blackstar, Blazing Wolf Fang. Fire slash attack on enemy that grows more powerful as the user's HP decreases and inflicts a Shemi Crush. Range 1, high range 2. And then his last skill, Peerless Sword of Blackstar, Purgatory End. Consumes 20% of own HP to perform fire slash attack on enemy and inflicts a Shimmy Crush and raises user slash attack power by 70 for 2 turns before activation. Range 1, high range 2. And after maxed his 5th gate, this one turns into Peerless Sword of Blackstar, Purgatory End. And the changes are that you make more damage, and the slash attack power that you get by using that skill gets increased by 30, which is now 100 in total. And now for his basics. At first, Desperate Heart, which raises users' debuff res by 100 for 2 turns and doubles own P attack and dex for 3 turns. Then for his second basic skill we have Burning Blade. Fire slash attack on targets in area around self after moving and lowers all death for 3 turns by 30 if target is a demon, and it's stackable up to 2 times. Move area diamond 7, area cross 3, high range 3. And by the way, you're only able to reduce the all death if the target is an ogre, not a demon. The description is wrong. I don't know why they are so... I mean, like, every description in this game that says strong versus demon and so on is actually strong versus ogre, and it makes me so mad that they are not even able to change those descriptions. And then his last basic skill, Flame Viper, consumes 15% of users' HP to perform fire slash attack on targets in area around self that grows more powerful as the user's HP decreases. Range 3, area line 3, high range 2. Okay, and now for his passives. In the first passive slot, we're using Destructive Drive, which raises on P-Attack and Dex by 50%, and Strong vs. Orgra plus 80, and lowers P-Def and Magic Def by 25%. And in the second passive slot, we're using Fury Rage, which raises P-Attack by 70% when HP is below 25%. And after maxed his second gate, this one turns into Demon Killer Focus, which raises slash attack power by 70, P-Attack by 70%, slash rest, strike rest, pierce rest, and jump rest by 50. When HP is at 50% or below. And yeah, I know here it doesn't say anything about the P-Attack thing, but it's actually true. And you also don't need to get in the 25% range anymore to get the P-Attack buff. Now 50% or below is already enough to get all of those buffs. That's just too good. And now for his reaction, we are using Gurren Thrower Ride. When taking damage, perform a counter that grows more powerful the lower the user's HP is, and absorbs 20 joules, and inflicts disable heal, and also activated by skill attacks. Range 2, high range 2. Okay, now let's take a look to his gates. Okay, so which is the most important one? In my opinion, definitely his second gate. Because of the P-Attack, slash attack power buff, more slash rest, strike rest, pierce rest, jump rest, when HP is at 50% or below. That's crazy. You definitely want to have that. And after that, his fifth gate to enhance Peerless Sword of Blackstar Gurren Slash. So you make more damage with that skill, and you also chain higher slash attack power by using that skill. After that, his sixth gate for the huge HP boost. The second Memento slot isn't really that needed, but it's nice to have. And after the 6th or 7th gate, I recommend to max his first gate for more HP, more P-Def and Magic Def. And after his first gate, his 4th gate, also for a small amount of HP and also for more P-Def and Magic Def. And his last gate is his first gate. And his first gate is quite okay. It raises HP by 50%, all attack by 20%, P-Attack by 10%, and Strong vs. Orgra by 20% for fire units. Okay, and now we're here at the Alchemy training grounds, and we are using the same setup as before. And like always, I'm not going to use any buffs or debuffs. We will do that later. Oh, let's turn on the Memento leader skill for more P-Attack and Dex. Okay, at first normal hit, 5531, then Fire Eater Hornet, 10,149, then Conflagration Edge, 13,197, then Peerless Sword of Blackstar Blazing Wolfang, 8,959, and then Peerless Sword of Blackstar Purgatory End, 21,847, then Burning Blade, 9,873, then Flame Viper, 6,548, and then Rending Gurren Drill, 9,595. Okay. But what happens after we use him with all of his own buffs and debuffs? Well, let's find out. Okay, so now I used him with all of his own buffs and debuffs. Okay, at first normal hit, 21,788, then Fire Eater Hornet, 40,093, then Conflagration Edge, 52,044, then Peerless Sword of Blackstar Blazing Wolfang, 127,681, then Peerless Sword of Blackstar Purgatory End, 57,982, then Burning Blade, 39,007, then Flame Viper, 65,081, and then his last skill, Rending Gurren Drill, 47,331. Okay, but what's my opinion about him? My opinion, he's a great unit. For raids, he's a must-have unit. If you are a raid player, then you definitely need him. Or let's say he's a must-have unit for raid-oriented players. If you don't really care about raids, you can just ignore him. But he can also shine in other type of content like PvE and also Arena. For PvP, not really that much, but Arena and PvE, he's also good there. And the cool thing is that he's a Memento unit, means you get a lot of free shards through trial mission, by maxing his main job level, by clearing chapter 6, and you also get 100 extra shards through his shard quest. And the cool thing is that he has a 9-step banner and he's guaranteed on the 9th step. So if you have the gems for him and you care about raids, then I highly recommend to pull for his Memento. And I mean, he's a Memento unit, you pull for his Memento and the unit itself, which makes him super cheap compared to other units. So yeah, in my opinion, he's definitely worth to raise. But okay guys, I think that's it for this video. I hope you had fun, thanks for watching, and we see you in the next one. And the next showcase is most likely going to be Zealous.